Alrighty then. Welcome in, everybody. I got all set up and ready to make this tutorial for Crashing the Boys. If anybody's interested for Athletic April, I think it'd be a pretty interesting game to put together. I've always had one or two siblings that would play with me, but I've never had a 4-player all together playing. It's not 4 players at once. It's 2 players at a time, and then like it flip-flops. I'll show you what I mean. So there's going to be 5 different events that occur here. Let's get the story here. So I guess I'll play it 1 player for now. So we got the 5 events. The 400-meter hurdles is the racing. The hammer throw is essentially a game of hammer golf. The swimming is swimming. Rooftop jumping is pretty much just a rooftop jumping. And fighting is legit just fighting. So there's 4 different teams. They have 5 characters each that you can pick from. They all have different strengths and weaknesses and whatnot. If anybody gets interested in playing this game as a competition, you can look at each individual team or whatever it is. We can flip coins, whatever, to decide who picks whoever wants whichever team. So the racing, the hurdles, the swimming, and the fighting are kind of like head-to-head kind of battles where you're going to be pitted against one other person. Like I said, it's 2 players at a time. They don't play all 4 players at once or anything like that. So what happens is player 1 and 2 face each other. Players 3 and 4 face each other in the next round. Then the losers of those 2 will face each other. Then the winners of those 2 will face each other. And then the loser of that winning one will face the winner of the losing one for 3rd place. They'll compete for 3rd place. And then the winner will move on to fight Thornley. Thornley is the only school team there that is completely the AI. It's always PvE. No one can play as Thornley, unfortunately, as far as I know. No one can play as Thornley. So the winner always will face them in the last like for the championship, 1st or 2nd place battle. That's the way it always works out. The game is based on I'll just go ahead. So these are the 4 teams. You got Southside, Washington, Lincoln, and then Jefferson. So, like I said, you can see the HP of all the characters there. There's strength, there's, I think, like agility or whatever it is. We'll just pick Lincoln for right now. So, the first event is the racing. You can see, that's what it is, power, speed, and defense. So, defense being defense, power being power, and then speed is legit just running speed. Not everything runs on running speed, but it depends. So with racing, you think that you'd think racing is just straight running and whoever runs faster gets it. That's not the case here. Faster running, it's kind of more like faster acceleration. The higher speed in this racing competition is more like acceleration. So I'm going to show you. Let's pick Knots over here. He's kind of fast, but not the greatest. Alright. Poop. I just skipped it. Hold on. My bad, guys. Each section, you'll have there's a shopping section after each, before each competition. For each competition, there's a shopping section. You can buy items. I think we should limit the certain items in one specific store. So there's an inn that tells you like hints and rules and all that kind of stuff. Completely useless. You can even get inspiration. You know what? We'll get inspiration just to show you what this is like. Get inspiration over here. Go for it. You can win. Believe in yourself. So that's useless. The board over here shows you who's on top right now. It all goes by money. How much you win. There's coins that fly out during the competition and stuff like that. You can collect those as you go. But the winners, after every competition, you get awarded medals. They're medals or whatever they're called. They're coins. Gold, silver, and bronze. Gold being the highest, silver. So it takes 10 bronze to get a silver, 10 silver to get a gold kind of thing. That's not super important. It's important at the end of the game because the higher coins wins, but not too much to think about. This, like, you can add HP to your characters and things like that. I would highly suggest you don't even bother doing this one. This store is way too expensive. This store, sneakers adds speed, armor adds defense, and knuckles adds strength, power. So if you have, like, Knots over here has kind of a weak punch, a weak hit, you can buy knuckles and that will increase his stat. You can buy multiple of those. So now the power went up to 105. He had like 89 or something like that before. So there's that one. I think that should be free use pretty much. This store should be limited, in my opinion. So for example, Greaser and Tax, they put kind of like little cheats on the strip that the other person's running. So like Greaser puts like grease on it so that it slows. It'll like slow them down. They'll fall back on the end of the screen. I'm gonna show you what the running is like. Spin kick makes pressing B an automatic spin kick instead of just a simple jump. Otherwise, you'll have to press jump and A to do a spin kick. I don't think that makes a big difference. I don't think the spaz roll makes a big difference, but I wouldn't say tax either, because tax puts tax on the thing and makes you lose HP. So if you lose all your HP, you lose the competition, essentially. Or if you don't get to the end. So I'm going to show you what this one's like. So first player, second player are going to race each other. So what happens is, how you do this, you got to continuously tap. I should get my input viewer out, sorry. Got to pull out my input viewer. There we go. So if you continuously tap to the right, you'll run. If you press backwards, you'll slow down or stop, depending on how long you hold it. So you're going to want to, you don't have to continuously tap, but you got to continuously tap at least to get to full speed. There's going to be hurdles in your way. You can either press B to jump them, or you can press A to literally knock them down. When you knock them down, you can actually pick up sticks and literally pick them up off the ground. And when you jump, you can actually throw them while you're holding them at the other player. And that's going to be a big part of the racing here. Because you're going to see right now that we're always going to be keeping pace with each other, essentially. So, see how that person falls in and then they fall back? And then that ball thing, rolling to a ball and coming in, happens all the time. The only way to stop a stick from hitting you is to spin kick. That's the only way to stop a stick. So that person did not have a thing. You see how I'm jumping normally? If I had that spin kick ability, I would automatically spin kick every single time. So I'm pressing A right now to knock down sticks. I press A to pick them up. Block that stick. You can jump and press backwards to throw the sticks backwards, like I did there. Jump, press backwards. This is stuff that like takes a little bit of getting used to. You can also butt slide. I think that dodges things too. I haven't really tested that out that much. We should test it out now. Spin kick. And then you get to the end. So you're always keeping pace with each other, but it's more like a battle back and forth. So this would be first player versus, since I won, it's skipping some other stages that I don't have to watch. But typically third and fourth player would go next. And then the winners of those two competitions would face each other, like I am doing right now. Yeah, you kind of like fall backwards. You lose a little bit of health each time you fall backwards. Each time you get hit, you lose a little bit of health. Each time you spin kick someone, you lose a little bit of health. So health is super important in this, and if you die, then you lose the competition. The AI is pretty exploitable, which kind of makes this a little bit cooler if you actually have PvE. Because like if you roll into the ball, you can kind of pull yourself backwards and then try to like throw the stick at them. You know what I mean? At the other player. Play around with that. You know what I mean? The meter on the bottom shows you how far in the race you are. So you'll know how far you're getting to the end. So now this is the thing I was telling you. This is always PvE. It's never PvP. This is Thornley, the purple team here. They will always be the contenders for first place. First and second place. So you're always competing for second place, essentially. At least second place. Then you have to beat Thornley for first. Is there anything else with this? I don't think so, actually. If you get up while someone is spin kicking, you'll get knocked down. Like I said, you press A to knock down sticks. Press A to pick them up. You have to jump to throw them. That's something I should mention. Else you're gonna spin like that, like you just spun over there. You can throw backwards. Loses competition. No, I'm not. And that's pretty much that, as far as racing goes. Not too bad. Alright, so like I said, first place gets 15 gold every time. This is every time. The way this looks, this is every time. The Hurtley burners, on the bottom, there's always like an extra that they give to players, like an extra 5 gold. It's random. It's kind of random as to who they pick. I don't know what any of them are based on. But whoever, I don't know, maybe whoever does most damage or something. I don't know. The bottom ones, it's different for each competition. But yeah, first gets 15, second gets 5, third gets 1 gold, fourth gets 5 silver, and fifth gets 5 bronze. This is why I say we should limit what we're allowed to buy, because people who have gotten first place in the first competition can literally buy stuff to keep everybody else down. And I think that's not good. For example, this. Hammer throw is all about like power and speed pretty much. But what you can do is, let's say I want to skip over here. 127 is the max stat. So what you can do is you can go to this guy and be like, hey, I want Knuckles for power. To really max out that stat. It's going to make it a lot easier for you if you have power maxed out. And speed. Power and speed, I think, for hammer throw. I'm going to buy one of those, just for the hell of it. You'll see, it was 98 before, and now it is 118, so it does 20 points. Oh, by the way, the item kit does one of each, I think, for all those items. It gives you 1 power, 1 speed, and 1 defense. So right now, see how I'm top of the board right now? The other ones are like the AI things. They're kind of like, I don't know how they got all this gold and stuff like that, but typically if you're playing with somebody else, they're really put down because second place gets 5 gold and third place gets 1. So it's kind of like, it should have been more like 15, 10, and 5, but whatever. I'm not here to fake the game. So these items I would probably limit as well. So that Sonic Spin makes it, when you hammer throw, you have to mash the button to gain power, and then you hit the other button to solidify where you throw. If you get Sonic Spin, you press B once, and it goes all the way max power immediately. I would say we should limit that. Rocket lets it float in the air a smidgen longer. It's honestly not even worth it. Spikes makes it so that you don't fall. There's like a stat where you kind of, if you're in grass or you're in mud or whatever you're in, you have a chance to like fall down, and you lose health and this, that, and the other thing. And roller, I wouldn't limit roller, but roller is kind of makes the actual hammer when it lands on the ground roll. I don't think those should be limited, but the Sonic Spin should definitely be limited because that throws everything off. So this competition is literally just one person at a time. So you're going to use B, and you're going to mash, essentially, as quickly as you can. You mash it. This is literally a mashing competition. So you mash B, you hit A when you're ready. The power, when it starts flashing, that means that you're about to fall. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to mash. See how that's flashing? After like a second or two, you're going to fall if you don't solidify it with A. So I'm going to do it again. Once it starts flashing, I'll stop it. You can control the hammer somewhat. You can push forward on the thing and it'll go a little bit faster. You can pull backwards and it'll slow down a little bit, even while it's bouncing. So you can do that. There's coins up in the air. If you want to throw it at that certain height and collect a bunch of coins, you can. So I'm pressing forward right now. That's why it's going so fast. I'll show you slowed down. Well, so when you're in that grass right there, see I'm going to slow it down when I'm holding that. I don't know why you would slow it down, but yeah. It's essentially golf. It literally is golf, but with hammer throwing. It also makes it harder to mash when you're on grass or when you're on, especially when you're in mud. It makes it a lot harder. But if you have power and speed, you're good. Water is a hazard. It'll add 2 to your shot throws. You're trying to get the least amount of shots possible. Literally golf. Literally straight golf. I think the game even calls it hammer golf. At the end over here, it will always roll. At the end, after the, I think 15 yards or something like that. When he gets within, it's going to roll like this. Every time. And that's pretty much that. That's pretty straightforward. It's literally just mashing. You can pull forward, pull back. We're gonna watch them do that. You know, don't break your arms or hands doing that. If we want to, the thing is that I want to avoid Sonic Spin. Buying Sonic Spin because it gives you that advantage where you literally press B once, it'll go all the way to the S. See, that's how you can fall. If you're in grass, you can fall and get yourself hurt or whatever. We're gonna have to wait for that. So like I said, 3 of the competitions are kind of like head-to-head facing each other, and then 2 of them are like this, where it's like you're competing against other people to limit your shots, but it's like based on your own skill level. Rooftop jumping is like that as well. Is kind of like this, but it's less mashy. It's less mashy for sure. That one takes a lot of precision. So that power meter, the highest amount of power that you can get is the second S in shots. When it goes all the way across like that, that's the highest it can go. You can't go any higher than that. So if you're mashing and you hit that, you hit A quick. Thornley's probably going to win. I don't know how it breaks ties. Oh no, it gave me the win. I don't know how it breaks ties when it comes to that kind of stuff. Again, hammer jammers at the bottom. It like gives it to somebody. I don't know if it's like the highest thrown one or whatever it is. It gives it to somebody. So even if you're 5th place, you have the chance to get that too. Alright, swimming. Swimming's probably more about power and defense. It's a head-to-head competitive kind of one. I'll pick Monty. I'm looking at like HP. The parentheses HP is the maximum HP that they normally have. So for example, Knott's lost some HP in the running. So he's got 150 HP right now and not 200. Yeah. You can avoid shopping. You can just say, no, I don't want to shop at all. You can always check this. You see how like I got 1st place twice, so I'm really like splitting from everybody else. I'll buy an item kit. Item kit, like I said, does 1 of each. Gives you sneakers, armor, and knuckles. Instead of 3 gold and 5 thing, it's just 3 gold. This one, I would say, Chomper we should not buy. Because Chomper puts a little fish, every time your opponent goes underwater, a little fish will come out and it'll bite them. Every several seconds, like 10 to 15 seconds, it'll come in and it'll chomp that person. It's a big advantage. But what I would say is buy gum and webbing, because it makes you swim faster and it makes you breathe better. So, what you're gonna see now is you're gonna have pee-pee. You're gonna have pee-pee now. So, pee-pee is pretty much the breathing. If you run out of breath, then you kind of sink in the water and you lose some more health, and then you have to get above water to breathe again. So you're gonna see how I exploit that on the PvE. It'll be different with PvP for sure, because you can drag people into the water and everything. Let me show you how to do each one over here. So you're both gonna be. This is not like a race. This is a straight up just fight, pretty much. So you see that line down the middle? When you're on your side, you can jump across to the other side. That's pretty much all you can do. above water. Above water, you can also breathe. So, for example, I'll do this. You can jump across like you just did right there. And you can breathe. You press B, you get oxygen faster. The PP that I was all about. Yeah, see how he's underwater and he's pulling me down? The way you can avoid that, you can jump. You can jump across and just avoid him touching you completely. You can jump on people. The way to avoid that is pressing down like this. Press down to avoid being sat on. When you run out of oxygen, you sink like that. And then you have to get back up quick. And you have a couple seconds to do that. Oh, I got my ass handed to me. So I can breathe again, so I can get my oxygen back. It's all until your HP goes down. You can punch each other like this. I don't know if that's a mashing competition. I have not found a good way to like punch consistently. The game just kind of gives it to you randomly, it seems, sometimes. Yeah, I'm keeping them down. When you both jump at each other, whoever gets to the other side first, pretty much, gets kicked. So, you can kick underwater like this too, so you don't lock arms. If you want to avoid locking arms, pressing A will make you swim faster. Tapping it. B to kick. To grab, let me try to get him up there. To grab, you just push up against them and press B, I believe. Let me see if I can get him up. Really wants to go down, huh? There we go. Up and B, just like that. Yeah, you sink a little bit if you have oxygen too low for too long. Yeah, how like even if you're down, like someone could really just go down there and try to like pound the crap out of you, but they're still breathing too. And if you lose all your HP, you're done. Also, those coins that are floating around, those are medals. And whatever color they are, that's what medal you'll get. Like, there's gold ones that'll fly around. You can collect money if you want. But yeah, that's pretty much how the fights will go. This one's a little... I feel like this one's kind of on the unfair side just because of the, like, exploitation of, like, the... You know, doing something like this. But like, see how like you can still get yourself out of there if you needed to. You know what I mean? It's not over because you sank. Because eventually I'm gonna have to breathe too. So it's not over, but like it's still a little on the unfair side. Which is also why I didn't want Chomper, because what Chomper would do is this state that where you fall like that, you cannot escape Chomper. As soon as your opponent goes underwater, Chomper comes out, bites him. Chomper will go down, it'll bite him, and you'll fall. And it happens a lot. It's not like it happens just once. You lose a little bit of health, and then you sink. The higher you are, the more health you're gonna lose, by the way. So like, as the longer it takes for you to sink, you're gonna lose a little more health. It's definitely stuff that you'll have to like go through and kind of play some of the PvE and like figure it out as you go. This one's pretty straightforward on its controls. All of these competitions are kind of, they're like weird, but like they're super fun to do. Let's get rid of Bubba over here. No, you can't breathe, Bubba. No breathing. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. No breathing. Right. Yeah, I press B to breathe again. Kick. You jump on top of him. The higher he is, the more he'll fall. You can collect these coins. Yeah, I'm on the bottom, I collect coins. If your opponent's really not doing anything, Your opponent's just up here just breathing or whatever. Remember that the coins are what really make you win the competition overall. So if you collect what little coins you can get, if you collect what little coins you can get, then you'll be fine. Dude, I'm winning all the water warriors. Look at me, I'm winning them all. I'm wrecking them. All right, rooftop jumping. This one's complicated. This one's, I would choose literally straight up speed. Power probably has something to do with it too. I'm gonna add power to them just for the hell of it, because I think maybe power does have something to do with it. But this one's straight up just speed. As far as this shop goes, I would say you could use, I'd say anybody can use any of these. So all this does, rebound adds 3 pips to your health. It allows you to fall more often. And one rebound adds 1 more drop. Retreat lets you back up on the building, else you'll always have to go forward. I'll buy this one just for the hell of it. But I'll show you what I mean. So I'd say those are all fair game. Those are pretty straightforward. So on the bottom over here, you have 3 pips, and then there's a line. So just like the racing, the line on the bottom with the person shows you how much progress you've made. Does it matter? Not really. You just gotta focus on what you're doing. So this one, you have this you're pole vaulting across buildings. That's essentially the goal, and you're trying to make it all the way to the end. There's 18, kind of like golf, I guess. It's like there's 18 like buildings to clear. So there's a couple of things. There's the poles, and then there's the bikes. The bikes help you tightrope across buildings that have tight ropes. You're going to need to memorize. Essentially, everyone would have to pretty much memorize the path. But there's no other people competing with you like at the same time on screen. It's just you. So this is something you can easily just go into the practice mode. That has a practice mode. You can pick one. I would highly suggest you pick Wheels. He's the fastest character naturally. So when practice mode, they don't allow you to shop. So Wheels, fastest character, best one to pick. Those 3 pips that are over there, you're allowed to fall 3 times. You fall down the building, you'll get popped back up and pushed forward. You'll be pushed forward a little bit. If you smack against the edge of a building, if you're close to the top, you have a chance to grab it. So I think it's A and B. You press A and B, and you'll grab that edge of the building, and you can pull yourself up. I'll demonstrate that. Essentially, what you're going to do, A lets go of things, B grabs things and uses them. So if you want to jump on the bike, you press B. If you want to jump off the bike, you press A. If you want to let go of this stick thing, you press A. If you want to place it down, you place it down so that you can vault, you press B. The vaulting's weird because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to press B to, as you're running, you're going to need speed. You're going to need to be running to do this, because if you're just standing, you're not going to be able to vault. You're running, you press B and hold it. You hold it until it bends to a certain degree, and then you let it go. There's really no explanation I can give more than that. So, this is what the retreat does. You tap to the side. I can push backwards. That's only if you have the retreat button. If you have the retreat ability. If you don't have the retreat ability, you cannot go backwards. Everything is forwards. So I'm going to run and I'm going to demonstrate one of the vaults. So I'm going to hold B. It's going to bend a little bit and then I'm going to let it go. There's a feel for it. There legit is just a feel for it. Like as you play the game and you like hold it for a certain degree, the longer you hold it, usually the further horizontally you'll go. If you hold it too long, you'll flip along yourself and you'll fall. I'll demonstrate that in a second. So this is the bike over here. You press B to pick it up. B to use it to jump with it still on you. This is the tightrope I'm talking about. You press A to jump off. I'm running slow on purpose. If you try to, I'm gonna back it up. If you try to hold it too long, you're gonna fall. And I'll demonstrate that. You're just gonna fall like that. So grab the bike. There's 2 buildings over here like this. The course is always the same. The course is always the same. As you're running, you wanna, this is where the sticks are. You're gonna press B as you run by them. This one you're gonna have to do kind of quick, but you'll be running full speed, right? See, I held it for a little bit longer until the thing really launched me sideways. If you do it too quick, you'll have too short of a time doing it. So you can also jump naturally with B. I'm gonna show you the grabbing. You can, I press A and B. I'm not sure if that's what you have to do. And I also hold up too when I grab. That's what I did as a kid, at least. So yeah, this really is. This one's tough to do. It's super fun, but it's just you just gotta learn it. Yeah, I didn't get the horizontal motion to do the whole going across thing. And then wherever you die is how far you've gone. You know what I mean? Wherever you die, or if you made it all the way 18 to the end. Typically, I could typically make it to the end, but I messed up. All ties, I think it depends on how much health you have. If you want to win it. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait for other people to lose. See, if Clint over here loses, then yeah. Normally, it would be first player, second player, third player, fourth player, and then it would show Thornley doing it. If you're playing a 4-player. But that's pretty much it for rooftop jumping. It's very hard to do. Not really. Once you get used to it, like, it's fine. When you're not used to it, it's not fine. So it looks like I'm in first place because this is supposed to be the second best person they show you in the thing when you're doing the CPU, versing the CPU. So Jefferson got the top sky climbers because I think he went higher than I did or whatever it is. So that one's pretty much all speed. The more speed you have, the better it goes. Fighting, that's everything. You're gonna want speed, you're gonna want power. Every player character here in fighting has a different set of abilities. So, they all have like stronger abilities and weaker abilities. It doesn't really matter that much. Just make sure that they have some sort of power, defense, and speed. Usually the first person, the leader of the group, is usually the strongest, such as Crash is the strongest one in his group. Southside is kind of weak on all ends, pretty much, except for Crash. Crash is the only one that's actually really, really good in his group, I think. Everybody else kind of eh. Lincoln, I think, is the most versatile. They have probably the best group. Them and Jefferson's probably second, and then Washington, and then Southside, in my own opinion, based on each individual character's strengths. So, this one, yeah, I'm trouncing everybody. This one, what do I have for defense? 101. We'll just get an item kit and boost everything by 20, all my stats by 20. I'd say we don't limit this store. Like, if you want to get more stats, you can get more stats. That's perfectly fine. This store, the sports store, I would say all of these, no. I would say all of these just about no. The quick up, I'm not sure I don't even know what the quick up even does. What does the quick up even do? Fast recovery power. Sonic Jab does a weird, like, throws a projectile. I think it's bullcrap. Big Attack is terrible. So, in this thing, this is where the PP comes in. Alright, PP is just like the breathing in swimming. So, if you run out of PP, then you end up in a breathing state. And when your opponent comes up to you and grabs you, they can do a big attack on you and wreck you. Big attacks have to be done quickly. There's no other way to explain that. They have to be picked very quickly. So you kind of like, you press B to cycle through them and you press A for the one that you want. If you don't do it fast enough, if you don't pick something quick enough, it's better to pick something than nothing. But if you don't pick quick enough, the other person's going to separate from you. They're going to separate from each other. And I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you that when I'm fighting. Fighting straight up, just A to kick, B to punch, You can run at each other. You kind of move up and down away from each other. You can run at each other and do like a jump kick, or you can do a shove. That shoving ability is very, very OP, honestly. It's pretty OP against PvE at least. When you grab at each other, you do it becomes a mashing competition essentially, where you press B to drop their PP as low as possible. You drop in PP, I'm telling you. And whoever's PP loses first, the other person can do a big attack on you. So I will try to demonstrate this as best I can. There is money in the corners, by the way, if you guys want to grab money. So you see the PP on the bottom there and the HP. The goal is to get rid of the HP. The PP is just your power. You know what I mean? The PP is your like stamina, essentially. And everything that you do, well, when you punch and kick, you don't lose stamina. When you get hit, you lose that bit of stamina and a little bit of health. It's the big attacks that really do the damage. So you got punch, you got kick. If someone does a running jump like this to you, you can kick them. I was trying to do it to him. You can kick them to avoid them. You sometimes lose coins if you think. This is that shove ability. That can really be spammed in PvE. This is that thing I was talking about. If you press down in the direction away from the opponent, you can actually jump out of their grab. If you're losing the competition, you know what I mean? If you're losing the bout, you kind of... I press A and B, kind of. I don't know which one it is, but one of them is it. So if you're losing the mashing competition for the PP there, so he has no PP there. Hold on. See how we lose a little bit of health with each like hit? See how I didn't quit? That was the naming of the abilities. Did you see that on the bottom? The naming of the abilities there. Honestly, everybody has different abilities, and it's really hard to like say like, oh, this one's good, this one's bad, this one's good. It doesn't matter. It depends on who you got. It all depends on who you got. It doesn't matter. Quickly mash B and just pick one. And then, like, if you like one, just use that one. It always starts in the same location. So, like, if it takes 3 taps of B to get to it, it'll always take 3 taps of B to get to it. It's not, like, randomized like that. First to 0 HP loses. See that, like, jumping ability there? You can move up and down and all around. You double tap to run. Yeah, you mash. You do like a big ability and it does decent health. Sting over here has weak defense. Just out of, just to tell you guys. You're definitely going to want good defense if you're facing each other. Just pump those stats up at the item shop. You're going to want to. So, Sting has no health, but he still has PP. He will lose when he loses PP. When he has no PP left, when I get rid of all his PP, he'll be dead. Taking the shit out of my coins. Flick him down like this. Done. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple more fights here. Try to show the abilities that you have. Like I said, when you get grabbed, you can pull whatever the opposite direction is from the character. And I hold A and B, and you kind of jump. If you do it quick enough, you'll jump out. If you don't, like that. If you don't, then you're gonna, yeah, just hit the same ability again, but Super Wacko Throw is Artie's best move. Pretty much. That shove ability there, that can be countered by the kick, the jump kick. If someone keeps shoving the crap out of you, and if you have room, that jump kick can counter this shove move. But this shove move can really be OP. I kind of just mash through the abilities. You can pick the very first ability that shows up every time. Some do more damage than others. That's the thing. So you're gonna wanna try to play around with whoever you pick. Definitely don't want to be against the wall. Not a good idea. As far as I know, you can't hit anybody while they're down. So there's coins in the corners all the time. At the beginning of every fight, there's always coins in the corners. So if you're coin hunting over here, or you're really low on coins, you can just knock them down too. If they run out of PP, you can just punch them or kick them or whatever, instead of doing the abilities. Excuse me. Like I said, you will always have a match against Thornley in these competitive ones. The swimming for first place. The swimming, the running, and and this fighting. In hammer throw, we'll always in hammer throw. If we have 4 players, we'll have to watch Thornley do their thing too. Everybody has like 4 or 5 abilities or something like that that they can do. I'm just gonna say the people that lower the boom punch is a powerful one. Todd Washington has that. It's decently powerful. I have high defense right now because I bought the defense. Another advertisement for buying defense. It'll make us last longer. This ability. And that's it. That's the game. And then all the money's gonna get counted up. Well, wait. After they show you this. Movers and shakers, I'm moving and shaking. Let's go, baby. They do this little individual prize thing. There's certain ones that only Thornley will get, and there's certain ones that everybody is in the running to get. There's this one, Best of the Worst. Actually, Thornley got that one. I think it's True Sportsman. True Sportsman at the bottom is always like, it's always a Thornley one. So now comes the final ranking. So it's going to tell us on the bottom, kind of in a fast way here. 5th place is Thornley. 4th place is Southside. You almost did it. Top 3, Washington. That goes by the money. How much money you have in the end. So yeah, winning competitions really helps you with that. But also collecting coins and stuff while you go, that can help you out too. So that's pretty much the game. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. If you're not interested in that, then we can either drop it or I can play it single player. It doesn't matter to me. Either way, I would like this to be a competition thing. It'd be nice to have some PvP play on this game. So that's pretty much it. If anybody's interested, let me know.